Have you heard of Katimavik? It's a national organization that's run a really popular youth volunteer program for decades. A couple of years ago, it started a new program called FuturePerfect. In Quebec City, it was billed as a full-time job in the tourism industry. You would take French classes while you were there and live rent-free in Quebec City for 3 months. But it didn't go as planned. I spoke to 8 people who went to Quebec City last fall, and several of them didn't have jobs lined up before they left, but they were told not to panic. They would have time to find a job once they got there. But the first week and a half was filled with these mandatory workshops on everything from beefing up your resume to budgeting.
It was a bit weird that we were doing these classes during the prime time when we could go out and actually apply for work.
She spoke beginner-level French, but was told it shouldn't prevent her from finding a job. She did one training shift as a laundry attendant at a hotel, but really didn't feel like it was a good fit. And she also didn't feel like it was the best atmosphere for her to be learning French, as many of the other employees spoke Spanish.
Is it really worth it then to be living in Quebec City, doing a job like that where you're not even interacting with people?
She ended up quitting the program and returned to Toronto. Chase Halliday also struggled to find work. Although Katimavik had a job developer that was in Quebec City that was supposed to be supporting participants, Halliday said that that staff member didn't speak French well, which made it really difficult for them to network with potential businesses.
Towards the end of the first week, they printed out our resumes and told us to basically go to the old city and knock on tourist shops and ask if they're hiring.
Katimavik provided bus tickets and a small stipend for groceries at the beginning, but once that money was gone, Halliday said he had to start dipping into his student loan money and using his credit cards. At the end of the third week, he still didn't have a job and ended up returning to Toronto. He felt like Katimavik really needed more staff.
The program was new, the organization was not. So I think they should have anticipated it. You know, it wasn't their first rodeo.
Several participants are still paying back money that they borrowed while they were in Quebec City, either because they didn't have a job or they didn't have steady work. There's also friction between housemates and challenges with both landlords and employers, which many of the participants felt that Katimavik didn't manage well. Jason Bishop lived in one of the houses that Katimavik rented, and he said there was major problems with both of the showers at the house, one of which was backed up.
The upstairs one was leaking down into my bedroom. So through the ceiling of my bedroom in this already like damp and like sort of moldy house. And it was like a continuous issue. We were trying to get the landlord to come in and fix it. He effectively didn't any time. He was like, oh, it only leaks after you showered for like a while, so just have short showers.
Bishop said he was surprised that Katimavik did not step in to fix things.
FuturePerfect guides youth through career exploration.
Katimavik refused an on-camera interview and would only answer questions in writing. They said the participants that didn't have a job lined up before they left for Quebec City were warned that they would need to find one once they arrived. Of the 26 people in the fall cohort, 20 actually completed the program and 19 had jobs, but it wasn't clear if that work was steady. Although Katimavik said it offered support to participants on all fronts, the onus was on the participants to take the lead. But since the fall of 2023, participants are no longer able to travel to a community without a job placement already in place. And when it comes to landlords, those negotiations or issues that may arise with a landlord, that's solely taken care of by Katimavik. Katimavik says it considers FuturePerfect a successful program, and it's going to continue offering it in Quebec City, but those employment placements are going to be in all sectors, not just tourism.